Welcome to day 7, the last day of the week. You guys have been going super hard and also being smart, practicing your mobility. And we want to keep incentivizing you guys to doing that more and more.
Today's program is going to build off what we've been learning about. We're going to start with power, move to strength, then conditioning, and then core. Building off of our mobility work that we did yesterday, we're going to start by rolling our feet. You could see here that Jeff is simply doing this on a dumbbell. Now this is so important, especially for right now when we're stuck inside of our houses. You know everything is nice and clean, so feel free to take those shoes off, even get barefoot, and really work your foot muscles on the middle of a dumbbell. If you don't have a dumbbell, you could use really any hard surface and just lightly move your foot back and forth, working in small strides and nice and long strides, doing the sides, doing the middle. Really move your foot around in all angles. We're gonna start today with a total body warm-up that only requires a band or a broom or Swiffer stick. If you don't have one in your house, just follow along body weight. Check out the next video, run through it with us one time, and then go ahead and do your second round on your own. Go ahead and grab your band or broomstick and follow along. We're starting with 10 overhead circles. You could also follow along body weight. Next, we are going to do 10 hinges, placing your band or broomstick on your upper back. Followed by 10 squats in an overhead position, or again, placing the broomstick on your upper back. And then 10 alternating leg raises, laying flat on your back, either holding your head and shoulders off of the floor or keeping your head and shoulders back. As always, the reps and sets are only suggested, even the timed intervals. If you need more rest, please go ahead and take it. If you're working with a heavier weight, go ahead and do less reps and really practice the form of each movement before you load yourself up. If you're working with a lighter weight, go ahead and make it more challenging. Do more reps and even still take more rest if needed, or if you're more advanced, have no rest. For our first working circuit today, we're gonna work through a power set, building off of everything that we've been learning about. Watch out in the next videos where me and Jeff are gonna demo one full round, and then there'll be a body weight variation and also a double dumbbell variation. We're going to start with 5 single arm high pulls, 5 single arm snatches, 5 reverse lunges, and then 5 lateral lunges. Notice how you can keep the dumbbell in a front rack position or a lower position during your lunges. You're going to perform this on one side and then the other side. Once both sides are complete, you're going to come into 30 flutters. That is one complete round. You're going to complete 4 full rounds. If you're doing the sequence body weight, you're gonna decide what your reps are, whether it's 5 reps or 10 reps, and you're gonna have to change the sequence just a little bit. So you're gonna do squats, then your reverse lunges, and then your lateral lunges. Then you're gonna come down to do your core, and that's the ending of your first set. If you're more advanced and you're going to use 2 dumbbells, you're simply going to double your reps. So you're gonna do 10 high pulls, 10 double snatches, 10 reverse lunges, and you could keep your dumbbells in the front rack position, or you could lower them down at your side. And then 10 alternating lateral lunges. And same thing with those dumbbells. So 10 of each. Then you're going to come down and do your 30 flutters, and then your complete set is done. And you're gonna run through this 4 times total. For our second workout today, we're gonna slow things down and balance our movements out. We're gonna be working with 4 exercises, doing a hinge, a squat, a horizontal push, and a horizontal pull. Now, if you have a heavier dumbbell, please use this and do lower reps. We're suggesting 8 to 10. But if you only have a lighter dumbbell, then please up them to 12 or more. If you have 2 dumbbells, go ahead and work with both of them, but if only one, just do one side at a time. Whatever works for you.
Our first exercise is a dumbbell RDL. Notice Angela initiates with the hip, slight bend in the knee, and keeping the dumbbells as close as she can to her body at all times. If you don't have 2 dumbbells, you can just use 1. Following the same thing with 1 dumbbell in one hand. Our second exercise is a dumbbell squat sumo stance. Sumo stance, your legs are going to be extended a little bit more out and your toes are pointed out a little bit further. Notice Angela's dumbbells stay on top of her shoulders at all times. Her knees, toes, ankles, all are in line as she goes up and down on the squat. Your next exercise is a dumbbell close grip row. Notice Angela has a flat lower back positioning. Her hips are reached towards the back of the room, and she squeezes far back with her elbows as she finishes each rep. Our final exercise is a dumbbell floor press wide grip. Notice Angela's elbows are extended to her sides a bit more. As she finishes her rep all the way down, she'll pause at the bottom and have a full extension all the way up.
Your third working set for today is gonna get spicy. We are challenging you to do 50 thrusters as fast as you can, which is just really a squat press in one fluid motion, but every 10 reps, you have to stop and do 10 laying leg raises. Now you could do these body weight, or you could hold your dumbbells up in the air, which will make it a little more intense. Just make sure that your lower back is staying pressed into the floor. Once you do these 10 leg raises, you're gonna come right back up and do those next 10 thrusters until you get to 50. Your final challenge today is all based upon your core. We are challenging you to do 50 knee-ups as fast as you can with good form, but please take a rest when necessary. If the knee-ups are too challenging for you or you feel them in your hip flexors, simply lay back and only drive your knees to your hip height. Just make sure your lower back stays pressed into the floor. Now, if you're more advanced, please feel free to progress this exercise to a full V-up. Have fun!
Following all that core, we did a lot of work on our hip flexor, going through that range of motion, on those crunches. So we wanna make sure we stretch our hip flexor once again. We're gonna hold this pose for about 45 seconds. And notice today Angela's using a chair, or you can use a couch, or if you have a box, you can even use that. You wanna prop your foot up there with the same leg you're stretching with is the same arm coming up. It's really important to breathe through your stomach, especially your belly, so you get a little more blood flow into that hip region where we did a lot of crunches. Again, hold for 45 seconds. After we did the hip flexor stretch, let's get a little more movement in the upper body. You want to grab a band or a broom, elongate your arms as far as possible, and you want to rotate to the side slightly. You're stretching the left side of your body, your lat, and shoulders. After she finishes one side, she'll go again the other side. And you want to hold these stretch for about 45 seconds, really trying to get as much mobility as possible. And the final stretch we're gonna work on is one we did in the beginning, a pass through. Now again, we're a little more limber, so we can maybe move our hands in slightly, but we wanna reach out as far as we can, out with our arms and up as we get towards our head. We want the biggest circle possible. That is your goal for optimal range of motion.
Thank you again for joining us on day 7. You guys are killing it. I hope that you're enjoying the videos. Have fun, work on that power, work on that strength, push yourself, challenge yourself, and be happy.
Be happy, guys. See ya.
Bye.